10 things not to do on a date.
Sex. 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 There's just something about that word.
People, look, I know you guys have been hearing all this stuff on YouTube about dating and relationships and sex and etc., etc. But look, I'm just telling you here, be yourselves. Grow up. You are a person. You're a human animal. All you're going to do is, you see how a bunch relationships end anyway. So I'm not saying don't put too much stuff into it, but be you for a lot of the time. I mean, be you. Don't be every single nasty, gross, weird thing you do. You know, don't be a weirdo or unleash your inner creep or weirdo. But just be you. Some girls might like it. Some girls / guys may or may not like it. That's their choice. So they have the right to their own minds and stuff. Even if they look pretty hot and stuff. I've seen some hot-looking girls, but there are many more hot-looking girls and guys. This is a response to all those crazy vids and stuff I see about sex, especially this vanae person, who, no offense, I think is a total slut, who's trying to give out dating advice. You can even, if you look on her profile and look at some of her vid stills, she even looks like she's a slut in them. But, even though some of the stuff she says, you know, there's a hint of wisdom in there, you know, no one bats 1,000, no one bats 0. She still, she and all these other people are just crazy, horny sex addicts on YouTube, trying to boast about all the trophies and men or / women that they have under their belt. Big fucking deal. People, just be yourselves. I know it's easier said than done, and some of us are weirdos, and a lot of people wouldn't like the real us, but a lot more would. And allegedly, it only takes one, right? So, about the whole sex thing, yes, I know we're all horny people who like to eat, sit, and poop, and do weird, crazy, quirky stuff. But that makes it that much easier. Just find a guy or girl like that, and learn to live with them and like them, you know. With dating, isn't the whole point that you're supposed to be their friend? Come on. I mean, think about it. If you have to be all strict and stuff and like polite and all that crazy manner stuff, then isn't that stuff that your parents make you do, like when you take you out to dinner with their friends or whatever? So when you're with a friend and your date should be your friend, you should be able to relax and play with them, say a few weird quirky things, do a few weird things that you do. And if they get all stupid and say, hell no, you're too weird or whatever, then that's them. Because, you know, the point, again, of having a date or a lover or mate, girlfriend, boyfriend, is that you're supposed to be able to relax and have fun with them. Not do all these strict rules and all this American stuff, all these faux pas, and like wait before you call them and all this mess, and do all these rules with how you approach them or wear makeup or date or talk, etc. I mean, some of the stuff I heard technically made sense, like your ex and everything, don't talk about him, fine. But don't think that you have to go out and be like one of these whores, male or female, on YouTube. I was blocked by that vanae girl, and when I commented or spoke out against her video on what to do on a date. I mean, on what to do with phone numbers. And I think it's BS about all this crazy rules and stuff. Be with someone you can relax around. And that's why it's best to be friends with them first. A lot of good couples start out, they were friends, but they eventually became more than that. That's because they knew each other over years and stuff, and weren't superficially just trying to find some hot girl that was compatible. So I'm really against dating, because I think it's better to be friends with that person first. Because when you're friends with someone, you can relax with them, and you don't have to worry about the strict rules of dating, and you know what to do. And you can goof sometimes, and you guys can get angry sometimes, and it's less dramatic, because, you know, you're friends and like you know each other's stuff that you do like and don't like about them. So you can yell at them sometimes, play with them, and like even get into fights. And for the most part, hopefully, you won't be too much of a big deal. You can make up and be friends, and do tons of activities. It doesn't have to always be a date. You can do friends stuff in a group or with them alone. Do tons of adventures, and you don't have to think anything of it, basically. And eventually, if you decide to, date that person or take it to the next level, then it's mutual. And even if you do break up, then still hopefully it should be mutual. I mean, nothing's foolproof, people, so ultimately, nothing in life is absolutely foolproof, but there are some things that work a lot well for the majority than others. That's all I gotta say. Oh wait, one last thing, the whole sex thing. Z8 Nate, a special shout out to him, he said something very smart. If sex were the best thing in the world, then prostitutes would be the happiest people on earth. But we know that isn't so. That's it.